people are upset with me because I pointed out Travis Hunter has had season-ending knee surgery. What is it? 6 games into his NFL career. He's been out for a couple of weeks. Now they've announced that he had the season-ending knee surgery, and I contend that Travis Hunter, your injury is inevitable in football. The longer you play, the more inevitable it is you're going to get hurt. The more snaps you play, the more inevitable it is you're going to get hurt. This man had no business going both ways at Jackson State and at the University of Colorado, and I believe he played 3 years of college football. And he had no business going both ways full time throughout college. He was mismanaged by Deion. Now he gets to the NFL with this same belief that I can play both ways and I can block. And it's a stupid belief that eventually it's caught up to him. He's been injured. His rookie season has been a bust. I blame Deion Sanders. People are upset with blame the Jaguars. What's this got to do with Deion? I think it has everything to do with Deion. He instead of mentoring, discipling, helping this young man understand and protecting him while he was in college. Like, hey, there's only so many snaps you can play of football. You're going to get hurt. We don't want to overuse you on both offense and defense. And we certainly don't want to plant this seed in your mind that you're a failure if you can't do this in the NFL. TJ, I'm going to start with you. Am I wrong for pointing a finger at Deion Sanders here?
Man, I hate to disagree with you, Jason, because we're pretty well in line on most things, but I totally disagree.
Go ahead.
I love that a guy loves football so much he wants to play both ways. I adore that. We are living in a time period where in the NBA you have to beg guys to go out and play. And everywhere we see people, professional athletes do not care about actually playing the sport that they're getting paid millions of dollars. And we talk about, caring about the fans. And it's like the fans wanted to see more of Travis Hunter. And for years and years, people played both ways. There's a guy even at Stanford, I think Owen Marichek's his name, played both ways the entire senior season. Was first-team All-American as an all-purpose back. Didn't do it for 3 years, but he did it he was a fullback and a middle linebacker. You get beat up a whole lot more there than a corner where you never get touched and a wide receiver where you rarely get touched. And so guys have done it. I love it. And look, it may end up shorting his career. He may end up making less money. I adore that the guy loved football so much and is talented enough that he wanted to play both ways during this time period.
Hold for it. I mean, this sounds like, and I get it, what you love. I adore Ronald McDonald. Love him to death. BFF. I love it. Doesn't mean I should do it, though. Doesn't mean I should hit every McDonald's drive-thru. I get that you love it.
Well, look, if we're talking about what's healthy and what's not healthy, football's not healthy, right? If we're just saying, hey, football, we should just cancel football because people get concussions.
No.
Well, we're talking about what's healthy and what's not, right? And so,
no, we're talking about limiting risk. We're talking about long-term future, long-term career. Hey, this kid probably has a goal of being in the Hall of Fame, the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
It was his decision to do it.
Huh?
It was his decision to do it.
I got it. But someone helped him make that decision.
I don't think so. Somebody allowed him to make the decision. That's two totally different things. Encouraging somebody played both ways their whole life, and then what I think was the number one recruit in the country coming out of high school and had the ability to play both, and then somebody allowed him to do that. A lot of kids come in, by the way, saying, I want to play both ways, and are promised that they can. There's a lot of people. You can make the same argument for everybody that plays two sports, goes in and plays basketball right after playing football. And a lot of people do that, and they do it very successfully, or they used to at least. Because this is part of my problem. We've become we have
too risk adverse is what you're arguing.
That is my argument exactly. That for years and years and years, everybody played both ways. For years in football. Now I get it; it was a different time period. People weren't as fast, weren't as strong. There is more risk, but I don't care about the risk. You don't sign up for football thinking about the risk.
Steve.
When he was at Colorado, every week, this is what you'd hear about Travis Hunter, how many catches, yards, if he had an interception, but also you hear about number of snaps. That became like a big part of his Heisman campaign. And you always heard 120, 125, 140. I wasn't hearing those big numbers, so I don't know if this is about usage, especially early on, first half of the season, right, Jason?
You talking about
Here's
in
where I would
Jacksonville or in college?
in Jacksonville. Was
Gotcha.
he
Yeah.
playing 120 snaps a
Yeah.
game in the NFL? I
No,
don't
no,
believe he
no,
was.
no.
But Jason, this is where I do agree with you. When I draft someone in the top 5, I want you to be good at least at one position. I want you to master. So if I'm drafting a wide receiver, I want a guy that I say that's going to be a number 1 wide receiver or a shutdown corner. With the way Travis Hunter came into the league, he was neither. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. I could have drafted a Travis Hunter level wide receiver in the 2nd round, and I could have got a cornerback like this in the 3rd round. But I actually think where Deion or that whole staff shortchanged Travis a little bit is they didn't have him master one side of the ball where now you could lay a foundation and you're like, okay, you are worthy of playing every pick here or every play, and you're going to be good early on. I've said this before. If you look at Deion Sanders, who's kind of credited with being the last two-way player, that was in 1996. His rookie year was 89. So he had put in a lot of time as a prime-time number 1 cornerback. Him and Rod Woodson were considered the 2 best of the 90s, right? So he had already stacked up Pro Bowls in 91, 92, 93, and so on. So by the time 96 comes back, because Michael Irvin got into some offseason trouble, Dallas did not have Alvin Harper, and they said, okay, we need a wide receiver. Throughout those years, even in Atlanta, Jerry Glanville put in packages for Deion to be a wide receiver, maybe 3-4 plays every once in a while, but he was never full-time until his 6th or 7th year in the league. Jason, TJ, I believe it was a mistake for Jacksonville not to sit Travis down and say, Travis, you're going to master one position, and then we'll see how that goes if you ever want to play on the other side of the ball.
I'm around, Steve, great point, and I'm around the same age as Rod Woodson. And Rod Woodson's from Fort Wayne, Indiana. I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana. Rod Woodson went to Purdue, played for Leon Burtonette and Purdue. Ball State played against Purdue when I think Rod may have been a senior and I was a freshman. But Rod Woodson, more talented than Travis Hunter. And At one point, they had a shortage at running back, and Rod Woodson filled in at the running back position while at Purdue. This guy, Rod Woodson's one of the most he's right there with Deion just built a thicker and all this other stuff. But there have been far more talented guys that could play both ways than Travis Hunter. And I think it was irresponsible for Deion not to counsel this young man that, hey, we need to be careful. You got a long NFL career ahead of you. Me playing you all these snaps here is not what's best for Travis Hunter. It's what's best for Travis Hunter's ego, and it's best for Deion's ego and maybe winning an extra game or two and helping Deion. But I just never thought it was in the best long-term interest of Travis Hunter. And when I look at running backs that try to limit their carries now in college football and they don't mind playing at a Georgia or somewhere because they get to share their workload, gives them more carries when they get to the NFL. I'm seeing coaches manage this. I get that it's fun and it's enjoyable and we may like it, but I don't think it's any different than me liking McDonald's. It's not what's best for me, and there needs to be an adult that says, hey, man, this isn't playing both ways all through college and then trying to force it in the NFL. There's extra practice reps. There's just more wear and tear on your body. I just think they've made a big mistake here, and Travis Hunter's not going to reach his potential as a pro football player. Don't miss a second of Fearless. Hit that like button and subscribe to keep up with our latest content.